Boys and Panther Racing have done a superb job. I thought we were running, very strongly. We'd positioned ourselves well. We had a good strategy, and these things happen in motor racing. There's, troops out there in Iraq and Afghanistan fighting to enable us to roam this country freely. So that's nothing.
Physically, we saw you look a little stiff as you walked over here. What's feeling painful on the body?
No, nothing too bad. It's just it was one of those kind of big hits. I got to say sorry to the KV crew for just hitting Mario. But yeah, probably got lucky on that one. But just goes to show you the National Guard Panther Racing team. We're really going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I'm proud to represent all the troops and everybody from the National Guard.
2005 St. Pete winner Dan Weldon done early today. Marty.
And a very tough break for Dan, as that team was trying to move forward in the field. Take a look at the top three, and you can see Power, Wilson, and Vizo. Now, they last pitted on lap 27, and then in fourth place, Simona Di Silvestro. She pitted on lap 29. And then in fifth, you've got Danica Patrick, as she pitted also back on lap 27. We're still under yellow. Let's step aside for another quick break as the sun has come out in St. Petersburg. Just as we come back to St. Petersburg, we're back to green flag racing, just past the halfway mark with now 47 laps to go. It is Will Power, Justin Wilson, E.J. Viso, Simona Di Silvestro, and look out, there goes Dixon around the 14 of Vitor Meira.
And Dixon's car with a part of a banner on the front wing. We've seen a few cars carrying the banner. You can see right now also the 12 of Will Power.
And there you see as he has gotten around Frank Keedy. So Dixon continuing to move forward. Danica Patrick currently running in fifth position.
That is a great run for her. She said to me yesterday, I know I'm a better racer than I am a qualifier, and I just got to get out there, get into a rhythm, get into a pace. She's the biggest mover right now, up 16 spots, which is pretty good. No doubt these yellows and a different race strategy has assisted her. Now she's just got to keep her foot on the pedal and stay up towards the front of the queue.
Well, the guy you have to keep your eye on is right behind her there, Scott Dixon, because remember, he pitted on lap number 40. Everybody in front of him was lap 27 or 2 laps later on lap 29.
Now watch, Scott will be on the gas and try to get a run with her, maybe even push the pass button. He'll try to get a slingshot here. Watch for him to pop out up to 6th gear, about 160 miles an hour under braking. He'll stick his nose in there. Okay, now you've got Scott Dixon in front of you, and Danica Patrick. You need to keep up and run his pace if you can, because you know he's going to march towards the front.
So Dixon back in play here with this yellow. The other guy who benefited from it, as we mentioned, was Briscoe. And whoa, and there is Frank Keedy as he has peeled off and has taken a full load of fuel. Vince, what was going on there?
Franchitti had a flat left rear, so he had to come in and get that tire change. Of course, they made the tire changes and took that opportunity to top off in fuel. Man, what an eventful day it's been for Dario Franchitti, huh?
Boy, that's for sure, as he now stops on lap 54. He had only had 14 laps on those tires, and so a bad break again.
Well, bad break, but, you know, he didn't pitch it into the wall. Now these drivers have on their electronic dash, as we're watching Scott Dixon now trying to chase down Simona. They have an ability to bring an alarm screen up on their dash that tells them that the tire pressure is going below a threshold. The driver will see it on their electronic dash, as the team will in pit lane via telemetry. So, two interesting ways here.
You saw the light on Di Silvestro light up green. That means that she was on the power assist. She is trying to hold off Scott Dixon right now.
Very impressive, this young lady. Spoke with her yesterday. A lot of confidence. Has done a great job here learning tracks, learning these big cars, more weight, more horsepower, a little bit more downforce. And she pushed that button to keep ahead of Scott Dixon, maybe because she didn't get out of 13 and 14 to get that run down the straightaway as she would have wanted. But right now, Dixon seems to have the faster car.
She's 21 years old, from Switzerland, and doing very fine.
Vizo. And that was a cause because he scrubbed the wall back in 10. I would imagine he's knocked the wheels out of alignment there. We'll see if he actually is going to have some handling problems.
All right, let's watch to see if the push to pass is used by either of the drivers this time. Vizo back up the speed. Yes, Di Silvestro did push.
Now that, when you push it, goes for 12 seconds. She seems to be pushing it halfway down the straight, maybe looking in her mirror to see whether or not Dixon's going to take a run at her. But if she's going to use it at all, she might as well use it right at the very beginning, and Dixon's going to look on the inside.
He's got her this time. And there's Danica right behind. So 3 cars in close proximity to each other, and now Dixon keeps moving further forward. Put him up to 4th position. Jamie, you've got more?
Well, both the ladies running together, Simona de Silvestro and Danica Patrick, both on this similar fuel strategy. They're going to have to pit around lap 65. Right now, not saying a lot on the radio. Their cars are working, but they are definitely having a battle. Simona, her 2nd ever IndyCar race, and of course, Danica Patrick's been in the league a while.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Simona would love to finish ahead of Danica. She knows that Danica gets a lion's share of the publicity, and this is a great way for her to put her name out there. Seeing if either one uses push to pass. Doesn't look like it on this lap.
No, Danica was close, but makes you wonder. You see that she has not used it whatsoever so far this race. So is there a situation where maybe she could have pushed that and got a little closer to Simona and made the pass? But work hard in the infield throughout all this tight stuff. Get close through turn 13 and 14. As you watch the Firestone telemetry, you can see how slow some of these turns are. All staying in 2nd gear through all this tight stuff. Remember, blind turns here. You can't see what's around the corner. Here's a difficult one. Going through 9. The road falls off because the crown on the road, but you want power down to get this run down this back straightaway. Through the kink, you'll get up to about 150 miles an hour here. Hard on the brakes, down to 2nd gear. Watch the wall on the right-hand side. Comes up so close.
Let's check back in with our race leader, Will Power. He has about a 2.5-second lead over 2nd place, Justin Wilson. E.J. Vizo's another 2 seconds back in 3rd. And Scott Dixon is the man on the move. He has fought his way back to 4th. And there you see as he is closing in on Vizo. Let's get more on Scott Dixon, Vince.
Well, Marty, it's been an eventful day for Dixon as well. Remember, he had to come in and change that front wing after some damage with the contact with Mario Moraes. You noted a moment ago that he has the banner that is stuck on the front nose wing as well. Scott Dixon has won 7 times on the road and street courses. He's always one of those guys that you're going to have to beat here at St. Pete, and anytime you're turning right and left. And they're also talking about they're doing just fine on fuel. They're always conscious of their fuel mileage. Rick DeBrule.
E.J. Vizo was hoping for a little better fuel mileage. Now that he's got Scott Dixon behind him, the team has told him, go ahead and fight. Do what you have to do. Stay out front. Remember, it was a few years ago he got his best career finish here of 4th. He'd like to see that even better today.
Vizo making the switch over to KV Racing this year, one of 3 cars on that team. And he has got his hands full right now with a closing Scott Dixon. Let's check in again on the Firestone lap leaders, because we've had 7 different leaders today, and Dixon is on the top of that list, 21, but Will Power up front right now at 15 and counting. And remember, you've got bonuses involved as he considers what might be. And remember, we talked about the beginning of the race. This is one of those races where Dixon felt he lost the championship last year. Speaking of Will Power, he's got even more banners. He's got them on the mirror, both wings, but it's not affecting the performance of the car.
Well, as long as they don't come anywhere inside the cockpit or above and on your shield whatsoever. I had that at one place down there in Miami years ago, and boy, it just throws a fright into you very quickly.
Well, that or the airbox intake, that would not be very good either. As they come down the front straightaway, let's get an update on Justin Wilson. Jamie Little.
Well, he's quietly sitting there in 2nd. He has yet to lead a lap today. Now, this is another driver on a new team this year. Dennis Reinbold, the owner of the team, told me they are so excited to have this driver on board. He's really taken the leadership role and helped Mike Conway, his teammate, out. Now, he started 4th on the day. The car is good, but his idea right now for the perfect strategy is to stay with Will Power, and that looks like that's going to bring him in around lap 65.
Thank you for the update, Jamie. And Wilson continues to motor around here and maintaining the gap. I mean, it's now about 3 seconds. So Will Power right now in control of this race with the 22 of Justin Wilson 2nd, E.J. Vizo in 3rd, and we are 40 laps to go here on the streets of St. Petersburg as Will Power looks to go 2 in a row. Can he do it after winning